from like a insolvency company that helps people deal with insolvency. 9 out of 10 Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck. Um, that is absolutely no surprise to me whatsoever. It was 1,100 Canadians conducted in September 2025. So this is just recent data. Shows 88.9% living paycheck to paycheck. More than 6 in 10 said they relied on credit cards, loans, or borrowing. This is not to like uh to have a luxury. This is to cover basic expenses in the past year, while 80% reported cutting back on essentials such as food, heating, or transportation. The other findings of the study showed that 71% could not cover an unexpected $500 expense without borrowing.
Mhm.
80% reported having no emergency savings. That is catastrophic. 81.4% said they feel financially stressed. I believe it.
Yeah.
67.4% said they blamed themselves for their financial struggles. Now, people can definitely be irresponsible with their money. That's for sure. Look, I'm from the oil patch. I've met a lot of 5-minute millionaires on payday in my day. But when you look at the spike in inflation, the spike in the cost of living, just groceries. I
Yeah.
fancy myself to be an expert in groceries. And we used to play a little game, take mom to Costco, and she could guess like a $500 grocery bill. I could guess it within $5, $3. If I was under $5, I was doing good.
Yeah.
But I could usually get it within $3. And just by looking, okay, that's how frequently I buy groceries and how trained I am at the math of it all. I have no clue what groceries cost anymore. Like, I'm always surprised because what used to cost $400 is now $550, or what used to cost $30 is now 75. Like, it
Yes.
just nothing makes sense anymore. Thank goodness I have a freezer full of beef, because I don't know how people who aren't able to do that or don't have access to that feed their families anymore. I have no
You
clue.
well, you're
I
seeing
grow food and I have a freezer full of beef.
you're seeing this reflected in people's behaviors, like,
Mm.
the rise of egg egg, egg producers, people
Oh,
raising
pure
chickens,
chickens.
right?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's not for we like to play it off like, "Yeah, I wanna be a chicken lady," like it's some sort of but it's not, it's because it makes it less expensive to feed a family, and
Yep.
nobody and I think this polling is accurate in that nobody in Canada is spending frivolously
I don't think
anymore.
so.
It's not like we're not impulse buying anymore, like, you got a list, you're sticking to it, you have a budget, you're sticking to it, and as a matter of fact, I have an app on my phone from one of, Canada's biggest grocers, we'll say,
Mhm.
and they launched their app in 2017. I went back and looked. And my order in 2017 was like $130, but they
Yeah.
have a feature in the app where you can just rebuy everything on the list, like just
Right.
repurchase all, like just repurchase it all. And in today's prices, it's almost $400.
I believe
So
it.
prices, yeah, so prices have tripled, if not quadrupled in grocery stores in the last 8 years. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is just patently insane. How that people are hanging on by a thread? Absolutely not surprising. Are we right here with you? Absolutely, yes.
Completely.
Yes.
Completely. That's why I have a big garden and, beef in the freezer,
I
buy
know,
it in
like,
bulk.
every time I start talking about chickens, my husband's like, "Lise, mm-mm, mm-mm,
Yeah.
girl, no. I know you think you'd like it. I know you think it's cute, but that is farm
Yeah.
life." Yeah.
A
I still
chicken,
think
yeah.
I would. I still think I
Oh,
would.
you'd be fine. Chickens are magical. You give them garbage, they give you food. How could you not have a chicken? The kids
We're
would
gonna
take a
send it
lot of joy in feeding chickens watermelon rinds.
don't. And many hands make quick work, right? So I would have a bunch of little farm hands built in with my family of little helpers. So I just see farm life in my future. We're just gonna
Great.
put it to the universe.
Micro farming.
Yes.
Okay, one last thing before we hit the break is from Ryan Garrettson, who you all must follow on X. This is from our friend Susie, uh, Premier Susie, Susan Holt.
Oh, Susie.
Um,
Suze. Suze.
Susan Holt, she's bragging about a food program and how excited she is to bring a school breakfast program to New Brunswick. I would be announcing that program with great sadness and dismay that it was necessary. But let's
Yeah.
listen to a little bit of Susan. I don't want to listen to 2.5 minutes of Susan, but let's. Oh God, somehow she's become more obnoxious since her election just to look at. And I realized that it didn't properly blend my makeup, so I might be that person too today. But yeah, she's bragging about this new food program, but the problem is parents can't afford to feed their kids in New Brunswick, and you should be sad about that. But she's very thrilled.
Good morning, New Brunswick. I am still smiling from the launch of the school breakfast program last week. I'm proud to see that commitment roll out. Every public school and every student across our province will now have access to a free breakfast. Better mornings, better learning for all. Here's what I've got on this week. Today, I'll be presenting the Council of the Federation Literacy Awards to Marie Doiron of Brantville.
I don't need to listen to it
Yeah.
all. She's just thrilled. She's thrilled that she is in charge of a province where you have to have a hot breakfast program for every child in the province. That is a catastrophe.
Yeah.
And you should be very, very sad about that.
It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing where your economy is not doing well enough so that parents can afford to feed their own children. That's what the tactic admission is behind this sparkling announcement. Suze is just so pleased with herself. Um, when in reality, it is not the job of the taxpayer to feed anyone else's children. Okay, those children belong to their parents, and their parents should be doing well enough so that they can feed themselves. Why are we bragging about a food program? Like the government supplies prisoners their food. Are we delighted that we're feeding school children prison food?
Right.
Canada? Like, is this something that we're gonna brag about? It is crazy.
Like Susan Holt should be treating this hungry kids at school like the emergency that it is. She should be looking at everything she can do within her government to make sure that those parents are able to earn a wage to feed their kids. Repeal regulations, complain to the feds, ask them why they haven't approved. She should be asking herself why they're not fracking the daylights out of New Brunswick so that these people have good paying jobs. She's not doing that.
No.
And I think it's a catastrophe.
Well, and then you have to beg the question, where does this end? Where does this end? So today it's breakfast. They're going to get your kids an hour early into the breakfast room in the indoctrination camp. Then they're going to say, oh, and we're also providing them lunch. Don't worry about it. We'll keep them at lunch. Then they're going to start feeding them supper. Then they're going to start saying, well, you may as well just sleep over. You're here all the time. You eat here all the time. We are doing such a great job. Like this sounds like a slip into claiming the children. This is exactly why I bring my kids home for lunch. Every day my kids come home for lunch. We have a check-in around the table, what they've done midday, but like the least amount of time that your kids spend at public school, the better. Okay.
Right.
The more time you can keep them away from that influence, the better. We see what public education has done to students in Canada. We see the things that they embrace, and we're saying no thanks to that. We can handle this all at home.